Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It is currently Vlogmas day 24, which also means that today is Christmas Eve. And yes, I'm filming this the same day I'm posting it, so it's actually Christmas Eve. I'm not just saying that. Anyways, since it is Christmas Eve, I have a lot of stuff to do today. I'm quite busy. I have to go and like visit family and everything, and I just have a lot to do. So that doesn't give me a lot of time to film. I don't really want to like vlog today because I'm just doing all like family stuff. So I figured before I head out for the day, I would just like sit down and film a nice Q&A video for you guys. I actually mentioned doing this a couple weeks back. I think like 3 weeks ago, honestly. It was a while ago. I said that I was going to do a Q&A, and I actually did kind of do one like a week-ish ago. I posted one that I filmed with my friends Tyler, Maddie, Tori, and Emily, but I still want to go and answer more of the questions, because when I did it with like all of my friends, I only asked questions that like applied to everyone mostly, and I got a lot of questions that like only really apply to me, so I still have questions to answer. So we're just going to film a nice little Q&A. So I got all of the questions that you guys asked me on Instagram, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull those up. Okay, so I have all of my questions here, so I guess we can just go ahead and start answering them. Have you ever thought about getting a lychee? So if you guys don't know what a lychee is, that is a Leachionis gecko, and yes, I have. It is actually an animal that I am very interested in owning and would love to own one in the future. As of right now, I don't really have access to them. It's hard to find them where I live, but definitely want to get one in the future. I think that they're a super cool species of gecko, so definitely do want to own one in the future. Do you like snow? I don't mind snow if it's just there. I hate driving in the snow. I hate when there's snow on the roads, but I mean, snow itself, fine, I don't mind it, but I don't like it when it gets in the way of driving. What shelving units do you use to hold your tanks in your reptile room? I actually don't have like a specific shelving unit. Like, assuming you're talking about the shelving with like my exoteras on it, it was actually a shelving unit that my dad built. It was built specially to like fit all of the cages perfectly, so it's nothing that I bought. It was my dad built it so that all of the exoteras fit like perfectly on the shelf. So that's why I think it turned out so well. It looks really nice because it was made specifically for the exoteras to fit in. How do you travel when you have so many animals to take care of? So that's definitely a good question. People ask me this fairly frequently because I do travel quite a lot and I do own a lot of animals. So when I travel, I have both of my parents who are able to take care of my animals. Both of them know exactly what to do, both my dad or my mom. So if one of them is unavailable, I still have the other one. So like, even if my dad's taking care of my animals and he can't for a day or whatever, like, then my mom can come. Anyways, both of my parents can take care of my pets completely. They have all of the care information that they need. Even when I'm gone, my animals still get just as good care as when I'm here, because like I said, both my mom and my dad know how to take care of all of my pets, and they're willing to do so anytime I leave, so I really appreciate that. But yeah, that's basically what I do. Anytime I leave, my parents are here to take care of all of my pets for me, and yeah, that's what I do. If for some reason I ever went away and both of my parents were also unavailable to take care of my pets, I do have a couple friends around me as well who are experienced with like exotic animals and stuff, so I do have other people that I could get if I needed to. But every time I've traveled in the past, it has either just been my mom or my dad taking care of my pets. How many animals did you have as a child? That's a cool question. I feel like I've never really talked about it. I've actually had like a fair bit of animals like my whole life. I mean, obviously I'd never had as many as I do now. When I was a kid, that would be kind of worrying if I had this many animals when I was like 7 years old. But I have had pets my whole life. When I was younger, obviously it was like my parents who took care of the animals. It wasn't me because I was like 7 and I probably shouldn't be responsible for animals' lives. But when I was born we had a cat, and then as I got a bit older we had like fish tanks and stuff. Always there was like different fish tanks. I had goldfish and tropical fish, and at one point I did have 2 mice. I also had an African fat-tailed gecko, and I had a guinea pig. I know, a lone guinea pig. I was 6, I didn't know any better. I know now that guinea pigs shouldn't be kept alone, but when I was 6 I didn't know that, so I am sorry. I had hermit crabs. I feel like that's all. And if you're wondering what happened to all of those animals, they are all dead by now. Most of them don't have like that long of a lifespan. Like the mice only live for like 1 to 2 years, and like the guinea pigs only a couple years. Hermit crabs, they didn't make it very long, because I'm sure a lot of us now know that hermit crabs don't always make the best pets, and there's a lot of bad information out there about them. So even though when I was a child I didn't know all the care, obviously, so they didn't live very long, unfortunately. And my African fat-tailed gecko actually had cancer, and she lived for 2 years with cancer. She had tumors, but she did unfortunately pass away when she was 2 years old as a result of the cancer. But yeah, I think those are all of the animals that I had when I was a child, along with like a bunch of different fish tanks. Can you do a chameleon care video? So this is something that I really want to do, but I also don't want to do, because I feel like chameleons are one of those animals where there's so much care information out there about them, and they are fairly complicated animals and advanced animals that I'd be so worried about like getting something wrong or whatever. Like I don't want to do that. But I also really want to make a care video because people ask me about it all the time, and people say there's not many other good care videos out there. And while I do feel confident in my abilities to take care of my chameleons, I do like to think that I know a fair bit about them. I'm just like paranoid about telling other people how to care for them, because I'm so scared that I'm going to like be responsible for like saying something wrong, which scares me. So it's definitely something I want to do at some point, but it'll probably be a bit in the future. And it definitely won't be just one video, because there is so much information out there. I'd probably have to do like one video just on their lighting, one video just on their caging, one video just on their diet. Like I'd have to do multiple videos, sort of, if you get what I mean. How old are you? I am 19 years old. What do you find the hardest about keeping reptiles in such a small province? So that is a really good question. For those of you who don't know, I live in Nova Scotia, Canada. It is a fairly small province. I do live in the city though, so the city itself is it's a decently large city, but the province as a whole is quite small, and we don't have many pet stores around here, which would probably be my #1 complaint. It's hard for me to get a lot of supplies that I need. A lot of the stuff I have to order online, which I don't really mind, but I know some people like online shopping, some people like in-person shopping, and I definitely prefer like shopping in person versus online. So I would definitely like to have more like reptile stores around me, like places I could get supplies and stuff, but I don't. So a lot of the stuff I have to order online, and a lot of stuff is like expensive. When I can buy supplies around here, it's really expensive. If I have to order them online, shipping can be expensive. So yeah, like I definitely just wish I had more opportunities to get good supplies at a decent price. Yeah, I would say like supplies are definitely the most difficult part in living in a small province with animals, because supplies are limited. Do you think you would ever get a bird? I kind of have 2 answers for that. I mean, right now, no. I do like birds a lot. I think that they're really neat animals, but I don't really know if a bird would be the right fit for me. Like as of right now, I could definitely not own one. Like no, no way. But maybe in the future when I like have my own house and like, I don't know, whatever, like maybe in the future I would consider owning one, but as of right now, definitely no, they're not the right fit for me at the moment. But who knows where I'll be in a few years, so maybe in the future. So it's not a no, but it's definitely not a yes for a while. Someone said, do you know where Newfoundland is? Yes, I do. I am from Nova Scotia. Newfoundland isn't too far away from here. How are your goldfish doing? It has been a long time since I've showed my goldfish. I know, I need to do something about that. I need to like show them soon, but they're doing really well. My goldfish have grown a lot. They're getting quite large now, so yeah, overall they're doing good. There's really nothing else I can say there. How is your new chameleon doing? George is also doing really well. He eats great, he sheds great, he's doing great, he's doing good. George is doing good. What made you get into reptiles and why did you create a YouTube about them? I have always been interested in animals, like as long as I can remember. When I was like a little kid, I would like go to the park and I would find like garter snakes and like little salamanders and stuff. Like I would just find animals and I was always really fascinated by them, and I would love going to the pet store. And I mean, like I said before, I did have pets growing up, so they were just something that I was always interested in. I don't remember like what got me interested in them. I just remember always being interested in them. So as I got older and like, you know, started making my own money and had a job, whatnot, I wanted to start owning more animals. So that's what kind of got me into owning reptiles. It's just like something I've always been interested in. Reptiles have always been like a favorite of mine too. So yeah, I don't know, they were just always something I was interested in, so that's why I started owning them. And as for YouTube, I just kind of wanted to have a place where I could share my passion for animals. I mean, it's not like a super common passion that people have here. Like I can't just like go to most people who I like went to school with or whatever and talk about lizards and snakes and stuff. So it's not something that I can really just like share with people in my personal life that much. So I wanted to have a place where I could kind of like connect with people who also shared my passion. So that is why I started YouTube. Have you ever thought about moving to the US? I don't have any plans to move to the US. I'm currently in Canada and plan on staying here as far as I can see. Don't want to say it would never happen because I mean, who knows what the future holds, but as of right now I have no plans on moving to the US, but I don't know where I'll be in 20 years, who knows. Maybe I'll be in like, I don't know, another country, who knows, I don't know. Don't want to say it would never happen, but it's not anything I'm planning on doing. Are you going to upgrade your new chameleon later on like Pascal? So a lot of you probably know Pascal is my veiled chameleon who lives in a very big cage. He has a 3 foot by 3 foot by 6 foot cage that I built him. He was previously living in a 2 by 2 by 4 Reptile, which is the standard size for a veiled chameleon. It's like the accepted cage size for them. So he was perfectly fine in his old cage, but I wanted to give him an upgrade, so I did. So now my new chameleon, George, he lives in a 16 by 16 by 30 Reptile, and so the question is, am I going to upgrade him like I did with Pascal? So I'm assuming, you know, give him a big cage, and I think the answer to that is no. Not that I like don't have the space or don't want to buy a new cage or anything. I literally have Pascal's old 2 by 2 by 4 cage. I still have it. It's literally just in storage, so I could use that to put George in, but I honestly do feel like it would be too big for him. George is a very small chameleon. Carpet chameleons stay very small, so even his current cage is above the minimum. His current cage gives him a ton of room, and George is actually fairly shy and he does get frightened easily. And yeah, so I do worry if I were to put him in such a big cage that it would be stressful on him, even if I did fully plant it. And sometimes George gets spooked and he will fall, so if he were to fall in such a large cage, it could be really bad for him. So I think that it's personally best to keep him in the cage that he's in now, which is a totally acceptable size. It's above the minimum for them, so he is doing just fine in there, but I don't think I'm going to be upgrading him. Maybe it could happen, but I do feel that it is best for him to stay in the cage that he is currently in. Yeah, that's just how I feel. So as of right now, I don't think that I will be upgrading him. Is YouTube your full-time job? Yes, it is. YouTube is currently my full-time job. Have you ever regretted starting a YouTube channel? No, I really don't think I ever have. Ever since I started YouTube, I've like really had nothing but fun with it. I've always loved what I do on YouTube, so I don't really think that I have regretted it. Are there aspects of YouTube that I don't always like? Yes, but they've never made me regret my decision of starting a YouTube channel, so no, I don't think I've ever regretted it. I think I'm going to end the video here, so yeah, I think I'm just going to end the Q&A here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give the video a big thumbs up, and also be sure to subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. Posting videos every single day for the whole month of December, so you don't want to miss that. Also be sure to check out all of my social media. Everything is just EmmaSamp99, but I would love to have you guys follow me. Love it. So you should do that. Everything will be down in the description below, so be sure to check that out. Once again, I really hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and I guess I will just say goodbye here, and hopefully I will see you all tomorrow in my video. And also, I guess, Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates Christmas. Happy holidays, all that. I don't know, it's Christmas Eve and I'm very tired. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow.